How's it going, good friends? Brian from Apex Detail. Today's going to be another segment of Mail Call. This is where I can answer your questions directly without anything getting lost in translation, trading emails back and forth. Let's get this started. The first question was I at SEMA, and what are the exciting things that I came across at SEMA? I was not at SEMA this year. We are just absolutely overwhelmed, swamped at the shop as of now in through the new year. So it's all hands on deck and we're trying to keep up. So I couldn't make it. However, I will promise you I am going to cover everything new and exciting that was revealed there, such as the Meguiars SiO2 line. Also, the G8, which is a new UDOS Garage Polisher that's going to be coming out. The UDOS Polisher at 4-in-1. 3D has coating. So, guys, we're going to cover them all in great detail. I will leave nothing unturned. A lot of new tack system products to go over. So, yeah, we'll cover them. Okay, next question. What was the most exciting or exotic car that I've worked on? I had a customer that had two Koenigseggs. One was legal. I think that was the CCX. I'm not all that familiar with those. I didn't even know how to move them back and forth when I first got them to pull them in the shop. So the other one was the Agera. I think that's the one that was just a track car for him because that's not legal in the States. And then when he moved to Florida, I had lost the privilege of detailing those, but they were they were beautiful and sleek and fast. And yeah, very exciting cars to work on. Besides that, I think you probably all know by now, I enjoy the classics and antique cars a little bit more than the supercars or sports cars. Just the character and the curves on those cars and the history, nothing really beats that for me. To each his own, though. Okay, Chris Walling wants to know what other paint chip repair methods or kits do I recommend for him besides Dr. Color Chip. I understand Dr. Color Chip can be okay in some situations, but not all. Other than that, my number one thing to go to is just OEM paint chip repair, fill, wet sand, fill, and just keep doing that with OEM paint. But also, Detail King has their complete systems. They are real pricey, but it's another option. Also, another thing to look out for on Amazon is the Langka, Langka systems you could pick up. I think they're a little bit more affordable. There are also paint chip stickers that will match your OEM. You can order the exact same color as your car if you have the code, just like the Dr. Color Chip code, year, make, model, and you can just slap those stickers on there and not have to worry about fill and wet sand. So those are options. Okay, next, Richard Seam wants to know other car shampoos besides CarPro Reset will just straight up clean, not have all the other BS, the scents and the colors and the gloss enhancers and the Carnauba. Well, here are three. One of them is the Extreme Solutions Extreme Suds. And guys, as usual, I'll try to put as many links below as I can for these products. Tack Systems Ultra Foam, another option. And you'll notice how thick and viscous this is. This is like molasses in here. Also, the Mystic Bubble from Tack Systems, just a little bit less viscous, but the straight-up cleaning power, very, very impressive. All right, next. Hans-Eric Person wants to know if I season my pads or prime them between every pass after I clean them. I only season them right when I get them out of the bin or tear them out of the pack and start my correction. That's the only time I season them. Other than that, I'm going to clean them out. They're still going to be moist from use, and also cleaning them out using a little bit of water and some of my homemade cleaner. So I don't prime them. I just want to get a little bit of lubrication right when we start using it, so it's not just a dry pad or dry microfiber or dry wool or dry foam right on the painted surface. What do I use? Right now I just have Chemical Guy's pad primer. You don't have to go crazy, nothing extravagant, you don't have to overthink it. Use a quick detailer, good enough. Next, Ken wants to know, in my videos he's seen me doing some things out of order, claying and then decon and then claying. So he wants to know really what is it. It's personal preference. I like to clay before I decon, and then sometimes clay after, depending how bad the decontamination is. How many, if it's really hung up with a lot of ferrous metals, I'll lightly clay afterwards or use the auto scrub system. But I clay before as well because I want to remove bonded contaminants so the ferrous metal remover can actually get to the ferrous metals that are embedded in the clear, and then there's bonded contaminants over there. You don't have to do that. I really don't even know anybody else that does. I just get all geeked out about it, and I'll remove the bonded contaminants so the ferrous metal remover can get to the ferrous metals. And if I see a heavy buildup, I'll lightly clay again to pick up those shards of ferrous metals. When the iron remover is on there, it causes a exothermal reaction that changes the shape of the ferrous metals. That way you can come in with the clay and pull those out of the paint. You can also wash them out of the paint. You can also just rinse them out of the paint. But there are many ways to go about it. There's no wrong answer. It's just how I do it. Okay, next. Kirby Thompson wants to know how many Eurofiber pads I go through on a one-step or an enhancement. 2, 1 for either side. Because I normally clean mine out between every pass or every other pass. And if it's just an enhancement where I can get around the car quickly, sometimes just after every panel. But since I clean them so often, I'll just go through 2 pads. All right, next. Justin Wheeler wants me to help him narrow down some choices for his next polisher he's going to upgrade. The Meguiars Garage G9, the MaxShine M15, the Meguiars Garage G15, Flex 3401 VRG. All good polishers. I'm going to steer you to the middle 2, the MaxShine M15, the Meguiars Garage G15. Just my opinion, but those 2 there are worth the asking price more than the other 2 polishers. Hope that helps. Okay, next, Larry C., and more of a suggestion than a question, but a very good one, so I thought I would add it. I think it would be very beneficial and useful if you would put a cut number to all compounds you review and polishes that you review, similar to what Meguiars does. Knowing the mildness and aggressiveness of these polishes would be a help to us all, and I completely agree. I will put something together in that manner for you guys. And finally, Jeff Durham wants to know about the red Hummer I coated with Adams Ceramic 9H, and that's a great question. The vehicle was sold before I got to let it run its course throughout the year. At 3 months, 2.5, 3 months, it was sold. I just gave it a bath so he could deliver it to the new owner. So 2.5, 3 months is what I got out of it, but it was still perfectly fine, just like the day I applied it. It didn't get driven a lot, which really hurt because that really wasn't the test I was looking for. Thinking it was a Hummer, I thought maybe it was taken out a lot more than it actually was. But all right, guys, that's going to do it for today's mail call. This was more of an informal mail call as I wanted to get on my buddy here's level. Haven't seen her much this week because of all the work, so we're trying to catch up. She's been, when I'm home, she's my shadow. She will not let me go out of her sight. So, yeah, we're just chilling this weekend, but I wanted to get this mail call in. I hope it helped. I will put the link down below where you can send your questions, and I will continue to answer them and stay up with them the best I can. You guys are the best. You're all great. Catch you in the next video. If you're enjoying the content and the content's helping you, be sure to like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, and that'll let you know when we have new videos available.